player as he just demonstrated. So, oh, what? The warm-up already looks great.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's start. I'm gonna start with Toxic here. Having the Mega spawn and decides to not make his way over to the lightning gun, which he could have picked up because Mikey went for a long start, picking up the lighted railgun first and delaying his item as long as he can. Toxic, here's the pickup sound. And has the rail himself, and now the tactics begin. Mikey uses his ability, and Toxic immediately rocket jumps up into his face, and a quick first kill. Sinks his teeth into his prey.
Oh, but the return
ends.
From Mikey onto Toxic. Toxic vacates the area at the right moment, though, and Mikey is opting for go to hang some weapons on his tool belt and collects the heavy. Yeah, but the window is closed. Toxic is back in a great fighting condition. Oh, he connects the spit, gets greeted by some LG himself. And there is no armor in this corner of the map. It just appeared though, and oh, Mikey is just playing plus forward. Just as Toxic lingers there, and he falls, but no! Toxic steals the heavy mid-fight and does a major amount of damage onto Mikey. Oh, but he still appears at the next major item. Yeah, well, Toxic has the rail in his hand. The bubble here is gone. But Toxic does not want to continue the fight.
Toxic didn't pay attention to the tick damage as well. He must have seen, or could have seen, Mikey struggling, not finding a health bubble and going for that one in the open mid area, where it would have been an easy pickup for Toxic. But then again, Toxic cycled over, established map control, landed another rail, and Mikey is scrambling for anything that kind of looks like stack on this map. Toxic makes his way over to the rocket, finds Mikey as he's lingering for armor. And in the end, he widens the lead with just another frag freshly off the spawn. Picks up some lightning gun ammunition before making it over, and Mikey goes in, but no, Toxic is there with the rail to block his path. Makes his way over and picks up the heavy. Finally, Mikey now trying to rain down some rockets, but Toxic is punishing him. Mike's showing his face severely with the railgun and the lightning gun, and Mike is basically dead on arrival again, and another frag. And Toxic, man, wasn't a fluke on the first map, on the first game we saw from him rather.
Yeah, and his aggressive plays are really paying off in the frag department. But yeah, it also is a little bit of a gamble, right? If you don't connect your shots, it's also easy for the enemy to do the damage. But he has the mega health behind him, and now Mikey is just... Yeah, that's not the play to make. Especially Toxic with the LG near a jump pad. He will hit everything.
Good way of getting rid of a peeker as well. Hitting a rail, securing himself a little bit. Mikey missing the killing blow once again, and time again it comes back to haunt him as Tox picks up the armor and gets himself another frag. Good rail shot. Mikey picks up the mega health after, as the rail knocked himself out of pickup range. So his stack looks quite solid as actually. Oh, not anymore. It's Toxic. Reeks, yeah. Makes Mike die in a storm of lightnings and rails. Nothing you can do. And despite Mike's great showing on the first time he played this map in this tournament against Pepco, there's not much he can do because Toxic is hitting 81% railgun.
Well, oh. Nah, well, that earns Mikey some screen time. He made Tox suicide. But yeah, oh, the strong LG. Yeah, Mikey did not had enough. No, he basically did not have any armor, and that showed on that LG fight. He walks away with the heavy though, but not without taking some punishment damage from Toxic. He gets himself the mega health. Oh, well, yeah. I see still there's still time on the board. 5 minutes. Well, Mikey gets 7 or 6 frags. It needs to start with 1. And yeah, if he
doesn't. At least he denies the heavy there, right? I mean, that's the only lifeline or good thing we can take out of this fight from Mike. As he just pushes in, as he feels there's no time to take this comeback slow. Toxic gets the frag, gets the mega, gets a light, and widens his lead. And the butt slider is not really doing that much as the charge slider did for Mike. Mike dies another time, and this time he can't even deny the item. That's looking more and more grim.
Yeah, now he's even appearing too early at the item, while Toxic is there with his great LG.
Yeah, Mike has had enough. Calls the GG. Toxic gets the first one. And that was... It was not really in danger that he was going to win this, right? Like, it was... one could say it was written in stone from the first few frags Toxic got.
What,
Never let control slip.
71% on rail and 48 on LG. That hurts. So, yeah, so 1 frag on Toxic. He still needs to get 4. Or did he also suicide? No, it was Tox who suicided.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it was as dominant as Toxic's first maps were. And now we have his map choice. The giant Galena against the small Doomslayer.
Such a cute Doom with this backpack. He's on his way to school with a shotgun in his hand.
Don't do that, kids.
No.
Go to school with a shotgun in your hands. But yeah. Now that Toxic finds his stride, he's looking unstoppable in this tournament at the moment.
Yeah, and I even thought to myself, he looks a little bit rusty, right? In that first 2 maps he played, but last map he didn't give an inch.
Yeah, not really. Like, that was...
Prepare to fight.
Maybe he needed some proper warm-up, or maybe he just found the groove himself. Toxic goes for a swim just as the map starts. Mike does the same.
Fight.
Toxic gets the railgun spawn, which also is a heavy armor spawn, in which is probably the best spawn you can get as a Galena. And Toxic tries to punish the rocket pickup, but he misses the rail, and it results in Mikey being the healthier one for now, not after getting hit by a rail. And yeah, well, it's just cycling around the map and collecting the weapons at this point, Rob.
Yeah. He has a little bit more health stack than Toxico, and well, especially after hitting those rockets and collecting the heavy, I think he's on a, or he should be on a warpath. But Toxic just has a great defensive angle before the mega health pickup. So his work is a bit undone. Not after. Well, it's a trade, so... Yeah.
Oh, huge rail. Nice aggression there from Toxic as well. Cycling over and using his speed advantage he built through the momentum he had to cycle Mike away from the items, lifting him up, and a beautiful mid-air rail. Toxic is looking as solid as he can look at the moment. Hitting everything he needs and doing so much damage onto Mike, picking up the items, cycling, having good control, position on point as well. Toxic looks solid.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Mikey hits a rail, gets one in return, but can collect the mega health and a light shard at the LG. So he has some stack to fight with, but he cannot go through the portal anymore. And Toxic is already defending the heavy position. Oh, but there is not really a delay anymore between the two items, so it's a split.
It seemed like Toxic tried to fake out something out of Mikey with that rocket jump. Maybe a railgun or a rocket, or even a wrong movement like an overstep, but Mike kept his cool. And as he saw that it was just a fake jump, he decided to go over and pick up his item. But now Toxic is waiting for him on T-Con, and Mike deals a good bit of damage, but Toxic's damage is better, and he also has the better resources to fall back on. Mikey picks up the Mega mid-fight, but Toxic still has a totem and the heavy, and Mike has 10 HP, if not less. Making his way over to the lightning gun area somewhat, but he's so weak, and the tribal even hits. The railgun misses, but Mike is dancing with the death and making it work for now. Mike hitting rail after rail, and he kind of fought his way out of that hopeless situation. Good job.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That Hondo stopped him in his tracks. Whoa, but Toxic is still just chilling here, and oh, he misses the rail. And the shotgun blast is not enough to finish off Mikey. So Mikey gets on the board. Oh, he has the Toxic click though. Are we spectating the right jump? Yeah, it's Mikey, it's not Toxic. So yeah, well, Toxic already has basic armor, and he collects the mega health. Mikey does not have any stack, but oh, Toxic is just circling around and leaves the heavy to Mikey. But is not hitting his shots. Well, Toxic is collecting at least 2 out of 3. The double back from Mikey is great, actually. He gets one return damage. And oh, he is still breathing.
Oh, and this time Toxic catches the Russian off guard. The back turn towards his opponent is never a good thing in Quake, and Toxic gets so much damage, opens up the fragging once more with 2 back-to-back rails. And Toxic just wants to make sure who is the top dog in this arena, and yeah, he's just controlling this from top to start, and what a combination frag that was! The two, yeah, the rocket and the rail basically hit at the same time, and Mikey just disappeared. That was just such a crazy frag. Really beautiful, but Mikey's defensive rocket are nothing to joke with. Toxic has to fall back, and unfortunately he has the heavy to fall back on. This is a good thing. Like falling back onto a heavy, there are definitely worth things to fall back on. For example, Timmy the turret.
Yeah. It looks so casual, just oh, right around the corner. Ah, I see Mikey. Let's hit him with his rail. And yeah, Mikey falls again. He is dishing out the damage, but it's Toxic who gets the item mid-fight and seals the deal with 3 tribal bolts.
Yeah, up until this point, oh, just as Mikey called CG. Okay, so I can finish my allergy. Just up until the point where we saw the direct into railgun at the same time, basically. Toxic had shot 32 rockets and hit only 1 of them. And then he pulls out something like this out of the head, and Toxic completely dominates his way into the semi-final.
58 rail and 44 LG, if I saw it correctly. So, yeah, Toxic is on.